Hey again, everybody. So today I want to talk on the kind of good and bad things of a specific topic. And so the title of the video is "See Yourself in Everyone." And I think that this ability that we have to see ourselves in other people is a double-edged sword and can be a motive for positive change or a motive for negative change or negative events. Um, and so, to start off on the positive side, uh, being able to see ourselves in other people gives a route for empathy and for compassion, and generally is going to want you or is going to motivate you to treat that person well because you want to treat yourself well, and so you want to kind of treat them how you would help yourself through that, or if you have already been through that, then you already know how to help somebody else through that because you know it helped you. Um, but also, seeing your weaknesses um, or your insecurities in other people can make you act harshly towards them because it just reminds you of that weakness that is inside of yourself. And I'm definitely guilty of this. There's a lot of people that I see, even just strangers, um, where I see them do something, and I'm kind of quick to be judgmental on it, and then I think, well, I do the same thing. And that's the reason, though, that we are quick to judge, because we know that we have done, or that we do those things as well. And so it's more so of a personal reflection on, I need to stop doing those things, so it frustrates me when I see other people doing it. And generally, though, I would say being able to see yourself in everyone is a positive thing, and more often than not is a more of a motive for positive interaction than for negative. If it is negative, then that's you're looking at it in a completely different mindset than what the positive is. And so, for me recently, um, with the people that I've been hanging out with recently and speaking to, um, I was hanging out with a friend today. We went to a bookstore, just kind of hung out and had a good conversation, kind of talking about some things that are going on in our friend group. And you know, our our friend group, we're all very different people, but we've had very similar recent experiences, and so we're kind of able to see each other within each other. We can see ourselves within each other, I should say, um, and being able to have that allows us to have those deeper conversations and have a bit more of a basis of compassion and overall humanity when we're speaking. And, this is something that I think can either be a very unifying thing or a very divisive thing. Because if we were to see each other, see ourselves, and see our insecurities within one another, we could instead that could harbor resentment, or we might not want to hang out with them because you know it just reminds us of our own faults. But that's the thing, is that being able to relate to somebody on those levels uh, is what can kind of spark a motivation to change, and can kind of be a wake up call to ourselves that, hey, obviously this isn't working for this person, and we are kind of judging them for it, but we know that we have that happening within our own lives. And so, it's kind of a fix yourself before you try to fix other people, and love yourself before you try to love other people. And, this is also something that is very good when you are meeting new people and just when you're interacting with strangers. And when you see somebody who, is having a stressful day, we've all had those. And so, if you think about what would help me if I were in their situation, and you act according to that, then, you're going to be or have been a positive light, a positive change in that person's day, and maybe change their entire life. So it's always worth it to try to see yourself in other people, especially in their struggle. And also with the recent people that I've met, and kind of hearing how similar our recent experiences are, is a reminder to how similar all of our lives are, and how we all have very similar things going on, and some of us react in very different ways than others would. And being able to see this, though, is very empowering, because it kind of gives us more of a sense of, okay, this is how I and a few other people handle this, and this is how they and a few other people handle it like this. And so, if we can learn from that, then, there's nothing else to do but grow. And so, overall, it's a very positive thing. But I would just, caution that not everybody's going to have that positive mindset on it. And I've certainly met a lot of people who struggle with that and immediately think that because something didn't work for them, it's not going to work for anybody else. And because they don't feel that they are deserving of love, that they are not deserving of giving love, or that they're not capable of it. And this goes not just with love, but with, friendship and empathy and compassion and happiness. And so, checking how you view your worthiness of these things is a good gauge to know how you view it for other people. And so to share a story kind of relating to this, last night it was kind of rough for me. I, I just had some pretty negative thoughts come up last night and was kind of stuck in my head. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I actually woke up. Well, I didn't even fall asleep, but I was just kind of laying in bed, kind of replaying these conversations and these memories that weren't getting me anywhere, and I knew that, but kept doing it, and I was like, dude, I need something. Like, one, I need to be more tired because I'm not gonna fall asleep, and two, I need something to get my mind onto, to get off of these things. And so I actually got out of bed at like 12:30 a.m. and I went on a run. And I've been doing runs every night. I wasn't gonna do one yesterday because yesterday was supposed to be my rest day. But technically it was today, I guess, because it's 12:30. But I got up. It was like 20 degrees outside, and I just sprinted. I went as hard as I possibly could. Almost threw up, but I had to push myself physically, to kind of exhaust myself, so I could fall asleep. And I don't know if that's the healthiest way to cope with it, but it definitely got my mind off of things and made me more tired, and I kind of recentered a little bit from it. But that's not to say that those thoughts just are gonna disappear. And there's going to be different ways that I am going to handle it, and that other people are going to. But that's just one of the ways that I do. And so being able to recognize the different ways that we all have to do that, and how we may be similar or different to other people when it comes to coping and things like that, is that everybody has their own, vices and their own methods of distracting themselves. And, so seeing the kind of weakness of the human side inside of every person, and that, we all have difficult personal things going on. And so to not be quick to judge on how a different other, or how somebody else handles their own thing, because, they may not understand how you handle it in the way that you do. And only you understand that for yourself. So yeah, so I was kind of thinking about that just because of recent conversations that I've had with a few people, and really conversations that I've had with myself mentally. And so to kind of wrap it all up, it's not easy, you know. It's a struggle every day to kind of both be tapping into that human side, but also be, kind of logical and trying to be rational with it, because a lot of times our most human things are the most irrational. And so, trying to balance those two is not the easiest thing in the world. But my advice as a whole is to do something difficult, do something that you normally wouldn't, and you will recognize the strength that is inside of that human side, and you'll be able to see it a lot more easily in other people. And like I said in my last video, doing those difficult things will prove your capability, and then you can kind of see the capability of other people. And if other people are at a different point along that path, they may not be as capable as you are. So, having patience with other people, but above all, having patience with yourself. So, yeah. So that's about it for now. I am working on trying to get a lot of gameplay compiled here for when I go home for Christmas. So I'll have a lot of gameplay to record over. But yeah, things are going pretty well though. It's almost Christmas, we're getting there. So I hope you all are doing well. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.